to get started. Thank you all for joining us on this really important issue. I'm proud to be one of the authors of Assembly Bill 892, a bill focused on clarity over bureaucracy, removing red tape for Wisconsin crypto investors. Today, the number of Wisconsinites holding digital assets continues to grow. Yet our laws were written before blockchain technology even existed. The outdated framework has created confusion and has prevented many residents from accessing staking rewards they've already earned. AB 892 clarifies that staking is not a security, giving Wisconsinites immediate, safe, and responsible access to millions in potential rewards. It is estimated that investors have already lost out on over $4 million in rewards so far. And just to point out, that's over $4 million of taxable income that would have gone to Wisconsinites that they're not able to get because of red tape on the books. The bill is needed right now because it affects economic competitiveness and talent retention. Other states have already acted. When Wisconsin doesn't provide clarity, capital and innovation don't wait, they leave. AB 892 helps keep investors, entrepreneurs, and businesses here instead of pushing them to more innovation-friendly states, which has happened. We have heard people leaving Wisconsin and taking their business with them because of these rules. AB 892 also recognizes a simple reality. The future is already here. Proof of stake networks are being used today, and states that passed similar reforms have not reversed course and have not seen widespread harm. Only clearer rules and stronger participation. Thank you again for being here. We are joined by some people up here. You see we have supporters who will offer some brief remarks, including Spencer X. Smith, Tiara Nicole, and Robin Cook from Coinbase. But first, I'm pleased to welcome Representative Nate Gustafson, Chair of the Assembly Committee on Science, Technology, and AI, who will hear this bill following our press conference. And we'll also, I'll be back to do answer any questions you might have after our remarks. So with that, Representative Gustafson.
Good to see you folks again. Today, as Adam had mentioned, we are now going into the next big endeavor of the Science, Tech, and AI Committee. This session, you've heard us talk about data centers, cybersecurity, and now we're going to go into blockchain technology. These are under-discussed topics here in the building that I think we're on the forefront to do something huge and lead in Wisconsin compared to a lot of our maybe neighboring states. I think it's time that we have an opportunity to actually discuss it publicly and have input from everyone and actually get this across the line hopefully before the end of the session. So I'm a proud co-author of this bill as well. So I look forward to having the hearing today, and I'm going to hand it off to some great advocates here today that will also speak on it. Spencer?
When we look at Wisconsin as a state, a lot of things have served us really well, being very measured when it comes to how we implement new technologies and consider new technologies. And that makes us conservative by nature, not conservative from an ideological standpoint, but how do we go about doing things with a measured fashion? If we look at such examples as our 401k savings rate, which is one of the highest in the country, and a fully funded pension, that's indicative of us being very deliberate with how we make decisions. If you look at how people as individuals, as Wisconsinites, earn staking rewards, they can do that one of two ways. They can either do it on their own, or they can do it through a trusted intermediary. Currently, the way that they do it on their own, it's incumbent upon them to do all their taxes properly, do all their recording properly. If they use an intermediary, like what we're talking about today, where they're allowed to take advantage of this system, they then have consolidated tax reporting, which means it's much better for the individual, as well as much better for the state, because we can take advantage of that revenue that we're not taxing right now. Thank you.
What's your full name?
Spencer X. Smith.
Your title?
I'm a principal at Amplify Digital Technologies. Thank you.
Hello, I am Tiara Nicole Williams. My preferred name is Tiara Nicole. My artist name is Tanainlet. I am a multidisciplinary artist, and I know a lot of people may be wondering, what does an artist have to say about staking and this issue surrounding the bill? But I blend traditional and digital artwork together, and I use blockchain technology within my art. And the option for me to stake on certain digital protocols is available. However, within the state of Wisconsin, right now, it's blocked. It's banned. And for me, I shouldn't have to consider leaving our state or building elsewhere to reap the full benefits of this digital space. And these are conversations that are happening, and people have left the state to build elsewhere. Wisconsin's motto is forward. It's right in our state flag. And I really want us to really hone in on that, because right now Wisconsin has the fertile ground to be able to build into this ecosystem in a way that I think the Midwest has never seen. And so I really want us to really hone and lean in on our motto, which is forward. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Robin Cook. I am the Director of U.S. Policy and the Head Legislative Counsel at Coinbase, and really excited to be here today to talk about this common sense legislation and this critically important issue. Super grateful for the leadership of Representatives Neylon and Gustafson and the other folks in the Assembly who are considering this critically important issue. Just wanted to highlight a couple of really important points. First and foremost, crypto is not a fad anymore. It is here to stay. 16% of Wisconsinites use it. 52 million Americans, that's 1 in 5, use it every single day. Wisconsin is unfortunately out of step with the rest of the country as it relates to the issue of staking. 46 states allow it. Wisconsin doesn't. And so this common sense piece of legislation would align Wisconsin with the rest of the country in that regard. What it does is say simply that staking as a service is not a security. What it does not do is say that staking as a service can't be regulated, that there can't be an enforcement power to the state. In fact, it continues to preserve the ability for the state to bring cases related to any instances of fraud or manipulation or anything else related to staking. It just means that it's not securities fraud, which is an important distinction that matters to lawyers, doesn't really necessarily matter to consumers. At the federal level, what's happened over the course of the last decade is that the securities regulators and the commodities regulators have been fighting with each other over their own turf instead of actually trying to protect consumers and actually get regulation that these assets would have. That's what this bill would clarify, is just the important distinction that it's not a security. The point's already been made, but it's really worth underlining. $4 million of rewards just on our platform have not gone to Wisconsin consumers since 2023, when this policy was put in place. That's $4 million of money that was directly taken out of people's pockets. That's $4 million of taxable income that could have gone to the state and didn't, which is unfortunate. You've heard the word forward this morning. Can't say it any better myself. It's time for Wisconsin to embrace innovation, and really excited to talk about it today. Thank you.
Thank you. So just a few more points to wrap up. Really, at the heart of this is a blockchain bill. Blockchain is a tool, much like AI, that's going to be used by entrepreneurs and companies to kind of compete with larger companies and be able to get a lot more for a lot little. So for a lot less. And there's two ways of building a blockchain, two primary ways. One is mining, and that's the one we think of in terms of using a lot of computing power to solve complex equations. The other one is this proof of stake model, which uses 99.9% less energy. It's way more cost effective and efficient, and it's the one that we can't do in Wisconsin. And at the heart of this, this is about just allowing entrepreneurs the tools that other states have, and also investors to reap the rewards for their proof of stake, where they put their digital asset that they own into a blockchain as a proof of stake model to support that blockchain, and then able to reap the rewards for that risk that they're taking. I also want to point out that the SEC has currently put out guidance that backs this, saying that proof of stake is a service. It is a service. And our law needs to catch up with that fact, that proof of stake is a service. So with that, we'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
So how you guys are going to adjourn next Thursday? No, 2 weeks. So will that change this bill for your House before you guys adjourn and talk to the Senate about it?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm optimistic that this bill will get through. We have a committee that's interested in this, chair that supports it. So we're able to, I think, get it through the committee process. Our leadership has shown interest in this topic before. So I believe we will be able to get it through the Assembly. I can't speak for the Senate. I think that anytime, when you have to go through 2 houses in a small amount of time, it's going to be a challenge, but I believe it will get done. And the real question I have is if the governor is going to sign it or not.
Is this a topic you expect to be brought up in future sessions if it doesn't get through this session because time is winding down right now?
Yeah, this is a super important issue, and if we are not able to get it done, we certainly will revisit it. I mean, since we began this, there's been millions more lost in revenue from people in Wisconsin. So I believe this is an urgent matter that needs to be taken seriously immediately. But if for whatever reason we're not able to get it through the finish line, it will absolutely come back up next session.
You mentioned the governor. Has anybody talked to him about this or heard from his office about it?
We have not spoken directly to the governor. We have had people reach out to him about that. But no. I think that when it comes to the administration's stance, I mean, they have an outdated view of how proof of staking actually is implemented, and I think that the more knowledge we can get around it being a service, I think, and the more awareness and education around it, the better it is for this cause. I think there's just some confusion and maybe not having the full picture on maybe the losses that were faced, maybe some of the hardships that some of the entrepreneurs and artists and people in Wisconsin are facing, some of the businesses that are having to relocate, some of the investors that are relocating, and the more information that comes out about that, and the more that's talked about the recent SEC guidance that has kind of reversed in some ways some of previous guidance around this. So the more awareness, the better. And I think ultimately the more education that's done, the better. And I do believe that there is a path to get this signed into law. Anything else that anybody wants to add?
Thank you.
All right, I encourage you to please come to the public hearing. There'll be more information there, and yeah, it's an exciting topic, so thank you for joining us.
State government should be as open and accessible